Marquette, and this comes directly from joeduffy.net. And make sure you do subscribe to us on Twitter at Offshore Insider. Yeah, the website has an S at the end, Offshore Insiders, but because of character limitations on Twitter, Offshore Insider. Marquette seniors, collectively, they get 73% of the team scoring this year and 78% over the last 5 games. But remember, as a general rule of thumb, and again, it's not necessarily, something that is 100% etched in stone. It's kind of corroborating stuff, but we do find that when a team is senior-laden, that helps them get off to a good start, and then those teams will get a little bit overvalued, and maybe they're good to bet early, and not so much once you get here in mid-February, and just the opposite with freshmen. They're the teams that have the upside. But as much as anti-splits angles really work for us in professional sports, college basketball a little bit different. Marquette's played very well at home. Last 4 home games, giving up just 65.5 points by scoring 79.8. However, Creighton matches up pretty well. They're very good at protecting the ball. And Marquette, meanwhile, not so good at forcing turnovers. So Creighton should have some success here on offense. Also, we do use 3 computer programs, simulation programs that are outstanding. The computer projections have Marquette winning in all 3 cases, 79-76, 78-77, and 79-77. Shop around for your spread here, as I've seen it vary, but our pick here is Creighton. Illinois and Penn State. Ayo Dosunmu is now listed as a game-time decision. This is big. He is the leading scorer for Illinois, and with freshman Kofi Coburn, 6'9", matching up very well against a small PSU front line, but he's in a little bit of a slump. 13.6 points per game, but just averaging 8.3 over the last 4. So, quite frankly, that goes against my theory that, freshmen really start to play better as the year goes on. But, if Dosunmu is not only playing, but if he's healthy, really think this is a dangerous situation for Penn State because Illinois is led by some very young players, where they are probably going to get better. Now, Illinois has dropped 4 straight off a 7-game winning streak. Again, you might argue that that does contradict our freshman and sophomore, the young theory. That being said, Dosunmu did miss the last game, so that has a lot to do with it. But teams that have actually lost 4 in a row, coming off of 7-game winning streaks before that losing streak, rare situation, but they're good bets. 25-14-1 for 64.1%. Obviously, that would benefit Illinois. Penn State has won 8 straight, but road teams that lost at least 4 straight versus an opponent that won at least 7 straight. Regression in the mean angle, that would say go with Illinois, 69-49-3. Now, Lamar Stevens, Penn State's top scorer, playing very well, 17.7 points overall, but 21 points over his last 8 games. The independent computer projections, Penn State winning 74-67, 76-66, and 76-67. I do like Illinois plus the points. Pittsburgh and Florida State. Florida State has won 21 out of 24. I thought, if anything, Florida State would be a pretty good go against as a result. The truth is, not much. When a team has won exactly 21 out of 24 and you kind of mess around, 20 out of 25, etc., neither a great go with or a great go against, even if you do it by home and road. However, underdogs of 12 or more with 15 or more wins. Remember, Pittsburgh, they surpassed their season total last year, so they are playing with house money, so to speak. So, they're playing a little loosey-goosey, I do think. But anyway, quality teams like that, teams with 15 or more wins and at least 3 games above 500, a very solid play when getting 12 or more points. Now, I know this line is kind of hovering around there, even if it drops to 11, still a good bet. But at 12, it's 263, 221, and 11 for 54.6%. But even better on the road at 56.5. Still, with all the computer projections, have Florida State winning 72-60, 72-59, and 73-61. So, looks like this game should sneak a little bit under the total, but I also do like Pittsburgh here. So Pittsburgh and the under, your free picks. Oklahoma State, and West Virginia. OSU seniors do account for 59% of their team, scoring 62% over the last 5 games. But my question is, how is each team going to get points here? Now, West Virginia, their defense allows just 61.8 points per game, which puts them 19th among Division I schools, but they've really been throwing up a lot of bricks. Their offense has been terrible as of late. Moving the ball, they haven't been very well. They're not getting good looks. And their shooting percentage has been atrocious, 42% from the field, 30% from 3 in their current losing streak, and they've also committed 15 turnovers per game. That being said, they played some quality teams during that losing streak. Still, the independent computer projections have West Virginia winning 73-61, 74-58, and 72-60, all pointing towards the under. The biggest, we'll get to our biggest sharp moves and consensus in a moment. Master Lockline has a major service game of the year play. Visit offshoreinsiders.com right now for the details. The most lopsided bets in terms of percentage of bets, that would be Dayton. So if you're a contrarian player would believe you fade Dayton. Most lopsided bets in terms of money bet, and therefore the biggest sportsbook liabilities, Davidson, Dayton, and Illinois over. Again, the difference between the two, when we talk about in terms of percentage of bets, that means if a guy plops down a $5 bet, it counts the same as someone who plops down a $5,000 bet. But those of you who are kind of new to gambling, you're saying, well, why would you do that? Well, first of all, the money is just that, the amount of money, regardless of how many bets are on each side. So you can use the two statistics against each other. But the reason is contrarian bettors believe, betting, it's betting against the public, betting against the square player. Contrarians believe that it's the small bettor who is the best source for contrarian information. Visit us at offshoreinsiders.com. Subscribe to us on facebook.com /offshore insiders picks, offshore insiders picks, for free information on a daily basis.